So, right, week 2, day 1, third part of lead generation. Yeah. So we always want to have 3 methodologies of lead generation. I'm not saying networking is the right way for you, but I love networking as a general rule. Networking at an event, networking with friends, networking at you name it. I want to be there. I want to be part of it. Yeah. So networking at an event is really, really interesting. Yeah. Right. So it's going to an event. Now that can be an event run by the Chamber of Commerce. It can be, a fair or something where all the stalls are there with all the products and all that stuff. It can be a friend's barbecue. It can be a variety of different things, but where people go and they're engaging with each other as groups. Yeah. So networking at an event is the third part that I'm putting that. I'm not saying you have to follow this, but it is a skill we all should have. Yeah. Right. What I'm going to cover now in 3 or 4 videos is how that should look. So let's think of the overview of networking at an event as follows. Yeah, there are 3 core parts. Yeah, part number 1, and let me just move this for you. I'll pop this over here. Is finding and booking events. You've got to have a consistent flow of events in your diary, and they need to be targeted around the demographic and groups of people that you want to talk to. So if you're like me, very general, I can talk to HR anywhere. I can talk to sales directors, managing directors. Doesn't matter. Anybody who's involved in the sales world is good for me to talk to. So I can go virtually to any event. I mean, there's some events I don't want to go because the quality of people there, from the perspective of my target market, are not what I want. Yeah. So I wouldn't go to a university event where the students are there because that's a complete waste of time. Yeah. And I've done that, made that mistake. Yeah. So if you are only dealing with engineering or only dealing with a very narrow niche, you've got to make sure you don't miss events. Okay. Second part, and we'll come to that, but the second part is you've got to do the events, you've got to do them in a particular way. When you go there, you need to be effective. How do you do that? We're going to cover that later on. And finally, the third part is what do I do when I come away from an event? How do I optimize my names? How do I make sure that I am doing the right thing with the time that I've spent, the names that I've collected, and optimize that process? So we're going to cover these parts. 3 different videos or 4 different videos, and then we go from there. But remember, there's 3 parts to this. So as a manager, there's 3 parts. Your team need to be doing that. As a salesperson, we need to be doing this. This is a very easy way of meeting people and scaling up. Yeah, we can all go to events, except people that don't have events on in their target market.